Good day, everyone. Hi, we are Group 2, and we're going to tackle about the Darwinian. The Darwinian revolution was a big change in how people thought about where living things come from. Before Charles Darwin, many believed that a creator designed each plant and animal. Darwin's book on the origin of species introduced a new idea of evolution by natural selection. Now, who's Charles Darwin? Charles Darwin, born in 1809 and died in 1882, was English naturalist, geologist, and biologist, best known for his contributions to evolutionary biology. He proposed that all species of life descended from a common ancestor, a theory now widely accepted as a fundamental scientific concept. His key contributions are theory of natural selection. Darwin introduced the scientific theory that evolution occurs through natural selection. Second, voyage of the Beagle. Darwin's 5-year voyage in the HMS Beagle, 1831 to 1836, was crucial in establishing him as a eminent geologist. Third, on the origin of species. Darwin published his theory of evolution with compelling evidence in his 1859 book, On the Origin of Species. By the 1870s, the scientific community and a majority of educated public had accepted evolution as a fact. His other works are Darwin also examined human evolution and sexual selection in the descendants of the man, and selection and relation of sex in 1871. Darwin's work is considered the unifying theory of the life science, explaining the diversity of life. He is recognized as one of the most influential figures in the human history and was honored with a burial in Westminster Abbey.
Major contribution. Darwin introduced the theory of evolution by natural selection, which he explained in his famous book On the Origin of Species, established in 1859. And also, he proposed that all species of organisms arise and develop through the natural selection of small inherited variations that increase an individual's ability to survive and reproduce. And also in here you can see the diagram of evolution from ape to human, the process of evolution. Darwin's theory of evolution explains how humans and modern apes share a common ancestors, as you can see here in the picture. And also, Darwin proposed that all living organisms evolve over a long period of time, and those with favorable traits survive and reproduce. This process is called the natural selection. And also, evolution is a gradual process that shapes the diversity of life as we see today.
And now we're moving on to the major contributions. So first, variation. Not all individuals in a species are the same. Some are taller, faster, or differently colored. These small animals or variations make some better suited to survive in their own environment. Next is competition. Organisms compete for limited resources. Because of that, organisms must compete to survive. Only the ones that can get what they will need live long enough to reproduce. So next is survival of the fittest. Those best adapted to the environment survive. The fittest doesn't mean the strongest. It means the best adapted. The organisms with traits that help them survive, like camouflage or speed, are more likely to live and have offspring. So next is natural selection. Traits that help survival get passed on. This is the process where helpful traits are passed on to the next generation. Over time, these traits become commonly in the population, shaping how species evolve. So lastly is descent with modification. Descent with modification, over many generations, species change gradually. These small changes can lead to new species that share a common ancestors. And now, we're moving on to the Darwin's contributions to science. We have three contributions about Darwin's contributions to science. So first is establish the foundation for modern evolutionary biology. Darwin's theory became the base for understanding how life changes over time through evolution.
These are the impacts on society when it comes to Darwin's revolution. So first, it changed humanity's views of life's origin from divine creation to scientific evolution, as well as it sparked debate between science and religion. So when Charles Darwin first came out with his theory of evolution, there were a lot of backlashes about Darwin's theory that indicated humans are a result of evolution, which contradicted Christians' beliefs. Although after some time, people started to believe in Darwin's hypothesis, and it pushes in believing his hypothesis, and people started to understand the difference between science and religion, and this recognition started to have a lasting impact in which Darwin's theory took the fear out of listening to science, and it increases the amount of scientific research going on in the world. A modern lookalike with Charles Darwin is David Attenborough, which is a British broadcaster biologist, and he is also a modern day naturalist and science communicator, and he embodies Darwin's passion for exploring the life and also evolution. He also has a documentaries that educate millions about biodiversity, adaptation, and conservation. And why we chose David Attenborough as our lookalike for Charles Darwin? It's because of his devotions to his work.
Now, to conclude all of that, the Darwinian Revolution reshaped both science and society, offering a deeper understanding of the natural world and humanity's place within it. Darwin's theory of evolution challenged long-held beliefs, encouraging people to seek evidence, reason, and curiosity in understanding life. His ideas laid the foundation for modern biology, genetics, and environmental science, transforming how we study living things and their relationships, more just a scientific breakthrough. Darwin's work sparked a new way of thinking, one that values observation, adaptation, and continuous search for truth. And that is all. I hope you learned what we discussed. Thank you and see you next time.